Hey everybody, this is Walt.
This is Max.
And you are listening to the ABCs of Rock and Metal Podcast.
AKA Anti-Seminal, brought to you by Useless Info Inc. Alright, we're kicking off the D's today with Danzig. Now, Walt, what are the seminal albums by Danzig?
Well, we're doing Danzig 3, How the Gods Kill today.
Yes.
If I had to say seminal records, it would be Danzig, the debut, and Danzig 2, Lucifuge.
So 1 and 2, we're doing 3.
3.
How the Gods Kill, that's a great title.
I know, right?
Yeah, okay.
Very mythic.
So, set me up a little bit. Where was the band at this point?
I think they were at the height of their powers.
Okay.
They were very successful with the past 2 releases. Mm-hmm. Crossed over a little.
Crossed over from where to where, do you think?
From goth metal to goth metal motorcycle rock to radio play.
So you think this album is...
No.
Okay, all right.
I'm saying with the first 2 records.
I got
with
you.
Twist of Cain and on Lucifuge. Well, Twist of Cain and Mother.
Okay.
Mother especially being a huge single.
Exactly. Mother's a big one. Yeah.
Her Black Wings on Lucifuge was in constant rotation on MTV, the video especially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But this record, I feel like it didn't get as much love, with the fans especially.
Why do you think that might be?
I think that per the production, it's a little more stripped down.
Okay.
It's a little more gothic. It's not as grandiose as, say, Lucifuge was. Danzig, the first record, was very stripped down.
Yeah.
The second record had all kinds of production on it. Mm-hmm. This record tries to go back a little. Still have some of those elements of production, but it's not as produced. And this is actually the first record that Danzig produced himself.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Okay.
Ruben is an executive producer.
Okay.
But Danzig actually produced this album.
Oh, okay. Now, when you say crossover, to me, this album sounds very goth. Mm-hmm. You know, we talked about the Cult
I agree.
last time. Like, they kind of crossed over from goth to, like, hard rock. This, I could have heard this in a goth club back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, back in the 90s. But I didn't. They never quite were, like, accepted into that community.
No, of course not.
And I'm not sure why, because this sounds like a lot of gothy stuff to me.
It does. Like I said, per the album's production, the sound is stripped down, but it does tout a more gothic attitude and sound.
Yeah, there's like a dirgy thing going on.
Oh,
in
absolutely.
Songs. Let's just get into it. First song. Let's do this. This is Godless.
What a title.
Yeah, already, right? And that hard driving...
Chuck Biscuits on drums. I couldn't say it with a straight face. The guy's name is Chuck Biscuits.
Yeah,
sorry, I don't mean to diss Chuck, but is that your real name? Because, man...
Well, are there
Otherwise,
any...
I'm Walt Donut.
Are there any real names on here? I mean, Erie Vaughn.
Erie Vaughn. John Christ.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know if they are real names or not, but I don't care. They're kind of cool.
Like, it does this, and then it gets really, really dirgy with a very minimal kind of drum beat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does this kind of crescendo, which you not expect in the beginning of the song and per a record.
Yeah. And no vocals for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're, at least 30 seconds in now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Something like that. No vocals.
Yeah. And when we do get to vocals, I actually think lyrics are kind of interesting. Because it's this sort of concept of being left godless due to a disaffection with organized religion.
Organized religion,
you know?
Yes.
Like, which is pretty complex kind of idea.
Right.
For what should just be like a basic kind of metal album.
Right.
You know, I like it. I think it's really awesome.
Well, Danzig's always kind of had that in his lyrics somewhere. Sans Misfits. The Misfits
we're
always talking about B-movies and monsters and things like this.
Okay, there's a sound here. Is that an anvil, or is that like someone hammering nails into a cross?
It could be either what you want, you know.
And it's not even played on the same beat.
No.
Right? It's a little off.
Yeah. It's a steel pipe hitting something.
Yeah, it's really eerie and weird, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's got this macabre feeling to go into his lyrical delivery here.
Here's, you know. Okay.
Which is kind of like the preaching pagan trying to wean the listener to the dark side.
Yeah, and at the end he kind of leads a prayer.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, which is kind of confirming that whole idea.
It essentially sets up the whole kind of concept of this album. I mean, in some ways, I think this is a concept album.
Oh, it is.
It's all about
this
sort of, how the gods kill, obviously.
It's giving up on an organized idea.
Exactly.
And trying to rally those that feel the same.
And
so basically, it's a Scientology recruiting album.
Oh, man.
I don't mean that, Glenn.
I was not going to
don't
go
mean that.
that dark, quite honestly. I was going dark, but I wasn't quite going there.
Oh, shit, I got to get the phone. It's Tom.
It
It's Tom Cruise.
just...
He heard that.
Or John Travolta, I don't know. It feels like an existentialist kind of like trying to find some sort of meaning in the bleakness of a kind of godless
Existence.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah, it's pretty harsh.
Well,
you
like I
know?
said,
gothy.
Especially since he does the prayer at the end
Yeah.
to kind of rally the troops. Maybe we should play a little bit of that.
Yeah, let's kind of get that. That'd be good.
Trying to tell you, or tell the audience, let's get together and we don't have to do this. We can start our own thing,
Yeah.
so to speak, you know.
But where is that thing going to lead?
Right. To another,
With
messed
Glenn
up situation.
Danzig in charge? I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it kind of slows down.
Once again, gets back to the dirge.
Yeah. Now, the songs on this album, they're very free form. They're not traditional song structure. They're proggy. I hate that word, but there are proggy elements here and there. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, yeah, listen to this.
I know. In this fist.
And, of course, there's a lot of Jim Morrison going on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like channeling his Howling Wolf, Jim Morrison
Yes.
/ Elvis.
Howlin' Wolf, yeah, exactly.
All in one.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And it's both incredibly menacing
Yeah.
and sometimes ham-fisted and corny, but
Yeah.
I still dig it because
But it works.
It's entertaining as hell.
He...
Especially with his conviction.
Exactly. He owns it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not playing with it.
No.
He embodies it, which I think is really key.
Yeah.
He completely devotes himself to it.
He's got a great range, too.
Yeah.
As a
Yeah.
singer, he's got a
Yeah.
great range. He always did. Mm-hmm. Always did. Even with the Misfits, I thought he always had great range. Doing, screaming punk, 30-second songs.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed his voice. I always liked his voice. So, naturally, for me, being a Misfits fan first, when he came out with the solo stuff, I had to run and buy it.
Yeah, cool.
I had to get it.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes Danzig gets flack,
Yeah.
but
For what?
For being kind of, like I said just now, a little ham-fisted, a little corny, taking himself a little too
Yeah.
seriously here and there.
But that is a part of just
Being a rock
metal
star.
and goth and it's part of it. It's like you have, or at least I as a listener, I have fun with it because it seems so serious.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that to me is fun. If I feel like they're winking at me too much, I kind of like, okay, well, you don't really mean it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right, right.
But at the same time, I don't think he really believes it.
You don't?
I
think Danzig believes it.
Well, if he believes it, he might be kind of a psychopath. But I feel like he's putting on a stage persona.
Okay, all right.
That's like
I'll go with that.
And
I'll go with that. Sure.
Yeah, it's like he's an actor. He completely commits to his persona, and because he commits, I can commit to it.
Right,
And
I
enjoy
know
it.
what you mean,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a subtle kind of thing.
Right.
We're going to talk about the Doors 3 episodes from now because they're
Yeah.
in the D's, but
Right.
it's a similar kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where Jim was the Lizard King.
Lizard King, yeah.
He's the Goth King.
Yeah.
The Goth Metal King.
Yeah.
So, I could see that. I understand that.
All right, now we have Anything. Got some moody arpeggios opening this thing, right?
Arpeggios.
Arpeggios. You see arpeggios?
Arpeggios? Say that 5 times fast.
Say anything 5 times fast. Why do people say that?
I know, right?
Just say anything 5 times fast.
Just don't. You know what? Go fuck.
Just don't say anything.
Don't fuck with me. Anybody that says that to you, it's like, why?
Exactly. Go fuck
Anyway.
yourself. Yeah. Anything. Yes. I'm assuming this is probably an invitation from the devil, right?
Well, yeah.
You know,
Once again,
it's
he's
like
personified.
yeah.
It kind of takes from track 1 as well. Once again, kind of join me
Right,
in this quest.
Thing that we've got going
Right,
on.
this dark ritual that's
Yeah.
happening with us right now.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I always kind of like that about Danzig Records and certain other artists that manage to pull you in that way.
Yeah.
Like we talked about with the Cult, with Ceremony.
Right. Oh, yeah,
You
totally.
know, it's a ceremony.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Danzig,
it's
I
similar.
think, does that perfectly on this album.
Yeah, he commits to this evil,
Oh, yeah.
whatever thing is
Whatever
going
he's
on.
doing.
Yeah.
But once again, I think his vocals are great on this.
I like this. Especially, like, here it really stands out.
Yeah.
He's got very kind of subtle, like, guitar behind him, but
Right.
he's doing it, yeah.
He's just singing.
Yeah.
instead of yelling or screaming. But then, of course, he's going to go into
Yeah.
full-on Danzig mode.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
And that is a good riff.
yeah, it is.
That's
a great
just-
groove.
Yeah. I mean, John Christ, he
Oh,
has a gift for just like solid, simple riffs that take you through the song.
But also, I mean, some of his riffs, they squeal,
Uh-huh.
they soar.
Yeah.
But there's always that tritone menace that he brings.
Tritone Menace, that is a band name if I ever heard one.
Damn it, I threw it out there. Somebody's going to steal
Exactly,
it now.
yeah.
Trademark, tritone menace. But yeah, I mean, he does this thing with his guitars as well, where during Danzig's verse parts,
Yeah.
where he kind of keeps it down, keeps it low, like a tiger pacing in a cage.
Ooh, I like that.
And then when Danzig lets him loose on the chorus,
Yeah.
he just goes for these squealing, big, giant guitar sounds.
Ooh, wow.
Which is
Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah. Wow.
And I think John Christ, if he's not doing anything now, man, I'll hire you in a second.
Yeah.
The guy's a fantastic guitar player, and in my book, a little underrated.
He really does shine on this album.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like what he's doing.
Really good stuff.
Yeah. All right, ready to move on?
Yep.
And this one is Bodies, which is not a Sex Pistols cover, actually.
Right.
But this bluesy bass, it reminds me of How Many More Times by Zeppelin.
I hear that.
It's got that.
I can hear that.
Yeah.
But Erie's bringing it.
Yeah.
You know.
And then it gets full on
You
blues
can hear
guitar.
How many more times?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And this is Danzig in full on howling wolf mode. It's a bluesy song.
It really is.
Yeah. But I'm always impressed when bands are able to really integrate the blues and do something really interesting with them and make it unique to themselves. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And Danzig does the blues in a different way from other bands do it, in my opinion.
Well, I feel like the drums, especially on this, with Chuck Biscuits, the drums almost feel punk rock. Just a little slowed down. They're just kind of, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Because they're very basic?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I can hear that.
But it feels punk. Like if you isolated the drums,
Uh-huh.
you wouldn't know this was a bluesy Danzig song.
No, you're right.
But all of it
Yeah.
meshes together very well. Erie
Yeah,
Vaughan's
yeah.
Zeppelin-esque John Paul Jones bass,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
John Christ guitar, and then Danzig's soaring vocals over it.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the songs on the album that I really like because his vocals really soar over the top of this,
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
and he's really hitting it,
Yeah.
really hitting it. And it's great lyrics, great song for me,
Yeah.
a lot of
No,
fun.
it's cool, yeah,
Even though it's
yeah.
talking about some dark topic that I can't really decipher. There's bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
But then he says that one line, I always thought he said, save my goddamn soul.
Uh-huh.
But he says, save my doggone soul in the lyrics, my doggone
Really?
soul. Bringing it back to old school blues.
Nice. Yeah. That's cool.
Which
I like
is
that.
great.
Yeah. And at some point there's kind of like a quiet section. It's almost like jazzy with like bass
Oh, yeah.
and drums,
Right.
right? Yeah.
I've been taking all the pain.
Yeah.
When he does that part,
Yeah.
I'm going to give it back again.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And doesn't he say, I'm going to send back all your pain in this? Or is that a
Uh-huh.
later song? No, that's a later song.
It
But
could have
there-
been in any song on this album. Like,
I think,
quite
yeah,
frankly.
every track says pain at one point or another.
It's
Every
a concept
track. Right.
album. I mean, come on. It's a unifying theme, obviously.
Right.
Like this right here.
Yep.
That feels like a very, very jazzy drum thing.
Right.
You know?
It's also blues bass
Sure.
as well.
Yeah.
I've been raising up the dead.
Yeah.
What? Are you going to send them UPS or USPS? You're going to send them to the House of Kings. Damn, I don't know if God takes packages in anymore. I don't know. It'd be something though. It's great stuff.
Yeah, it's good. Right. Next up.
Doggone soul.
Next up, we have How the Gods Kill, the title track. It starts out really moody, low-key, contemplative.
Mm-hmm.
Almost makes me think of like a Pink Floyd kind of track.
I can see that.
You know, that kind of guitar figure.
A little more stripped down than
More
Floyd.
stripped down, definitely. Yeah.
It's very quiet, very ominous.
Yeah.
And then you get Danzig's falsetto
Yeah.
here, which is almost like a lament.
I like how the production on this album puts a lot of faith in his voice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's out front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Danzig wanted to produce on this.
Okay, so
I
that was
think-
his choice.
I think that's why he pushed to produce on this album.
Okay.
The one thing I will say about the production on this track that takes me out of it just slightly,
Okay.
and this is for people that have worked with equipment like this, his voice is gated, which means that he was using an apparatus to cancel out outside noise so he can
Okay.
get these great tones that he wanted. But when he stops singing, you can hear where it's gated. If you really listen, you can hear
Okay.
there's background noise as he's singing, then all of a
Yeah.
sudden that little silent buzz in the background or that little tiny hiss that's there stops.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So because he wanted to get this performance, but I think he was
Right,
using
okay.
equipment at the time just wasn't up to par.
Okay.
In my personal opinion, I could be wrong
Okay.
about this.
Interesting. Okay.
But
Yeah, I didn't
I
notice that.
always get that. I hear that little thing back there that where it kind of stops for a second. I mean, they cover it up well
Yeah.
with the band. The band covers up that one little thing, and it doesn't take away from the performance at all. The performance is solid.
So do you think that it's because he was not quite an expert at production?
No, I think it's the equipment.
Okay.
To be honest,
It's
of
ju-
the time.
Of the time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Where now there are other ways around that.
Okay. So what else would another producer have done maybe to kind of mitigate that issue
Well,
at the time?
I think maybe they would have used different equipment.
Okay.
I don't know why Danzig chose this. Perhaps just to get the performance he wanted.
Okay.
But for whatever reason, it's just that little thing. It's a little nitpick for me.
Interesting.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I didn't notice that.
Normally, you can hear it just there, and we talked over it a little bit. But if you're a fan, you can kind of pick it out if you know
Yeah.
this record.
If you heard it 100 times, yeah.
Normally, I think you would be boothed. You would be in a vocal isolation booth,
Sure. Okay.
an ISO cube,
That's a crossover from our other
to our
podcast.
other podcast, and then bang,
Oh yeah, this is a good riff right here,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's
Once
monster.
again.
Yeah.
John Christ's soaring guitars,
Yeah. Yeah.
squealing riffs,
That's very good. Yeah.
incredible.
Huh, so why do you think he didn't choose to do the ISO booth on this thing?
I don't know. We'd have to ask him.
Okay.
We'd
all right.
have to
I
ask
mean,
Danzig.
is there something he's achieving by it, you think? Or just...
Like I said, per maybe the performance he wanted to get.
I got you. Okay.
Maybe he wanted it to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
as personal as it sounds.
Right, because it does sound like that.
It's very, very personal, very intimate.
Yeah, which has a certain quality of its own.
Right,
That's-
right.
It's very appealing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And then you get hit over the head
Yeah.
with,
Yeah.
with the chorus.
What I'm getting from the kind of lyrical content is that the gods kill by their absence,
Okay.
which is another thing that kind of goes back to the whole godless thing. I think it's
Right.
an interesting concept.
But he's also asking the question towards the end. I want to know
Yeah.
how the gods kill. Wanting
Yeah,
to be a
it's-
god himself almost, per
Yeah,
the
that's
theme of
true.
the record.
Huh. Okay. Yeah.
We're godless. Why can't I be? Kind of going back to
Yeah.
Lucifer,
Yeah.
Satan, God's first angel.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why can't I be like you? I want to know how you do what you do.
Yeah.
I posed the question. And I think Danzig is also saying the same.
Interesting. Okay.
So, yeah,
All right.
that's sweet.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Yep.
It's awesome stuff.
Yep.
This
All
was
right.
also a video off the album
Huh.
that featured a puppet.
You had me a puppet.
We love puppets. Puppets are awesome. It looks like the album cover. The Giga cover. It's a puppet. Yeah.
all right.
This woman has to wear this puppet apparatus in the
Oh
video.
my God. Okay.
So, well, I guess we'll talk more about
Well,
that.
yeah. We'll
We'll
take a look at that.
elaborate.
All right. So now we've got Dirty Black Summer.
It's got the slow intro.
It's got a slow intro. Yeah. Bear with us. It's happening.
It is playing.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, waiting. Okay, boys.
How long does it take now?
I don't know. It's taken.
It
You
is.
got these weird storm sounds in the background.
Right,
Kind of
yeah,
like Riders
yeah.
on the Storm, very low.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thunder and
Doors
stuff
kind
like
of
that.
thing,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very Doors.
Yeah.
But it's very low on the track. How do you feel about this track?
I like this track.
Okay.
This riff grabs you
The riff is great.
by the nuts or some other part of your body. I think the guitar is suitably grimy.
Yeah.
There's something about it.
Christ is great at doing that.
Yeah,
John Christ. He's really good at that.
He's very expressive.
He knows his tones. He knows how to get
Exactly.
his sound.
That's what I was trying to say without knowing how to say it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
He knows how to get the sound that he wants. You know, as soon as you hear John Christ playing, you know it's John Christ.
Okay.
He's one of those guys. He has a signature sound.
Yeah.
It was the first single off this album.
Okay.
And I was surprised when I got the record because the rest of the record is not like this song.
Right. Yeah.
This sounds like it could have been on Lucifuge a little bit to me.
Okay.
This screams of single. And it was.
Yeah, it does. It's
It
true.
screams of single.
Yeah.
And it's not in theme with the rest of the record. He's talking about a dirty black summer.
It is true.
You know,
You're right.
Winter in the summertime, shit like that.
Yeah.
The lyrics are just not in theme with the rest of the album.
I mean, it is dark in that sense, but yeah, I
Right.
know what you mean. Yeah, it's not philosophically, it doesn't quite fit it.
It doesn't, yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah,
I mean, because what technically is a dirty black summer?
yeah.
What is that?
It's just a fucked up summer.
Right.
It's just dark and evil. I guess.
Is it a summer in hell or?
It's probably hell. Yeah, someplace.
Isn't it summer in
bad.
hell all the time? Isn't it hot all the time?
It's yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell it means. I don't know what the fuck that means. Dirty black summer. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Moving on.
So it's not my favorite
Okay. Gotcha.
on the album.
I hear you.
Once again, the band is tight as hell, like the rest of the
That's
record.
kind of what I'm. Yeah. What I'm.
For me, I do like when singers ooh when they do the umps and the
Yeah.
huzz.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Okay.
and I always enjoy that.
Now we have Left Hand Black. The left hand being the sinister hand, of course.
Of course.
The hand of the devil, as we all know. Yep.
Left Hand Black.
There's another riff coming in there.
Once again, nice and dirgy,
And
very gothic.
There's something that sounds almost like church bells. Like
Yeah,
at that
right there,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's Chuck Biscuits doing that, you know.
Yeah. It's a cool effect because it's not bells, but it's got that sort of.
And it's not a gong,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
but it does have that bong kind of
Yeah.
feel to it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
it
it goes into
dries.
double time.
Yeah. And there's a break at some point where the drums and bass are very prominent. You really kind of hear what they're doing there.
With the
right?
rhythm section tight.
Yeah,
They tighten it
yeah.
up. Here we go a little bit.
Yeah.
The boom, 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 bum,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. Which doesn't sound like it should fit in the metal or hard rock song like this.
Right. Yeah.
You know? It's kind of groovy and dirty and, you know,
Yeah.
it's rumbly, but he's working his ass off.
Yep. Yeah.
And also, Erie was the bass player for Sam Hain, his previous band, Danzig's previous band.
Okay.
So he's the only guy that Danzig brought into the new project.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
From Sam
I know
Hain.
that.
Yeah.
All right. Huh. Yeah.
Once again, I'm going to stand at the top of the world and challenge the heavens.
Yep.
And I'm
Yep.
going to bring you God this time, he says,
Yeah.
with my left hand black.
Yeah.
That is
Oh,
evil.
what could that mean?
Right. Oh, Danzig.
Yep.
Danzig needs a
You
hug.
naughty, naughty boy.
He needs a hug. I'm going to send him a care package. An edible arrangement. Of course, it will be dark fruit. All
Yeah.
dark colored fruit.
Blackberries.
Right. Food color, all of it.
Yep.
You know, black mangoes, and you know,
Black Mango. Band name called it.
right there we go. Right, black cantaloupes, all this stuff. You know, black apples. You know, oranges, everything. Man, you need a hug.
All right.
He's gonna come after me and punch me.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Don't take this lightly. You're walking the line.
Love you, Glenn.
All right, now we got Heart of the Devil. All right. So we
Come
got
on, man.
Danzig opening like a blues man crooning.
I get a little Elvis here with this.
There's Elvis. There's some Howlin' Wolf going
Oh
on.
yeah, Alan Wolf right there.
Yeah.
Heart of the devil.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And
then-
then I love the little pause
Yeah.
where he finishes, and
This
then the
is-
band kicks in.
It's a brooding, churning guitar. And like, this reminds me of like Willie Dixon's Seventh Son.
Oh yeah,
It's like Hendrix,
Dixon, yeah.
Voodoo Child, you know?
Yeah.
It's that kind of quality.
right.
It's just sort of like, I am this thing of evil
Yeah.
rising from the earth. And it's just, Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You are destruction.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's got that kind of bluesy braggadocio.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
You've gotten those kinds of
Right.
Yeah. Like he's channeling
Bravado.
all- Yeah,
A
exactly.
lot of bravado,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
See?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
See, a lot of people will take that as, oh, he's being corny. Really? I can make a young girl fall down to her knees, or I can make a man die in front of me. You know, but it goes back to old school
Exactly.
blues.
It's in the tradition.
Yeah.
It's in the tradition of the blues.
Right.
Yeah.
Robert Johnson. And,
Exactly.
You know, so-
Yeah. And it just builds and builds.
And he's
Yeah.
just doing it his own way with
Right.
what he's influenced by.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah.
I think more so on this record than previous.
Okay.
I mean, he
All right.
touched on that a little bit with Lucifuge, with Killer Wolf and things like
Okay.
this, you know. But on this record, it's a little more precise.
Do you feel like
what
he
he's
really
doing.
came into his own on this album?
I believe
That's what
so.
you're saying. Okay, all right.
I think with the sound of the band
I
and-
do feel that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there wasn't as much confidence on the previous two albums.
It was a little scattered,
Yeah.
and I wonder...
Oh.
Right. Yeah, listen to that. That bellow.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. No, it's great stuff.
Yeah,
Awesome
cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
And once again, great title for a track, Heart of the Devil.
Yeah,
Now,
happy-
if you're a kid, or when I bought it, I was, not a kid.
Or if you were me, like right now, like what's the difference?
I was in my, I don't know, late 20s when this came out,
Yeah.
something like that. And still, you look at the title tracks, you look at the track list,
Yeah.
and you go, fuck, if I wasn't a Danzig fan already, I'm buying this.
This would make me-
Just
yeah.
cuz.
Yeah.
This is going to be all kinds of fun and evil.
Yep.
And I want to play this loud and scare my neighbors.
Yeah.
So, it's awesome stuff.
All right, let's move on. Okay, as I say in Monty Python, now for something completely different. Next song is Sistinas. Let's hear this.
Sistinus, right? Sistinus?
How do
you
say it?
pronounce it?
I don't know. I say
don't know.
Okay.
We should
yeah.
call Danzig.
But Roy Orbison is in the house, is what I'm hearing. Right?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
And Danzig actually wrote a couple of songs for Orbison and Johnny Cash.
He did, really.
And I think
didn't know
that
Okay.
this might have been one of them,
Yeah, okay.
where he was trying to give it over to Orbison or Johnny Cash.
Yeah. It's got those muted guitar arpeggios,
Yeah.
that flangey kind of thing going on. And
Which sounds like a clock. Like,
yeah. The keyboard backing.
which Danzig is playing, actually.
That's right. He
Yeah.
does play keyboards. Yeah.
Yeah. He
It's
plays
like
some guitar as well.
it's like his version of like a twisted love song.
Oh, it is, yeah.
It stands out a lot.
It's like
Yeah.
he's trying to seduce some lady demon.
Yeah. Can you compare this to any other song that they had done on their previous two albums?
No, actually.
Right? It is.
No.
It just feels completely
Yeah.
new.
I take it as one of Danzig's songs that he wanted to do for a while, or maybe
Yeah.
wrote for somebody else. And since nobody else wanted to take it, he recorded it himself.
I actually
I
think
think.
it's really cool. I love the way it just kind of breaks up the rhythm of this album.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Well, it's kind of placed in a classic spot as well.
Okay.
When you think about old records from the 70s and 80s from rock bands, it's close to the close of the album,
Right. Okay.
which is, I think, classically placed.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? For a song like this.
Mm-hmm.
If it was in the middle or like the third or fourth track, it wouldn't
That would be
feel
different, yeah.
At this point, if you're listening to the album and you're into it, you'll get into this as well. You won't have a problem with it. But if it
Yeah.
was earlier in the record, you might go, well, wait a minute, you kind of took me out of the groove here.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I think
No, hear
where
that.
Danzig produced it well was also when it comes to the track order
Yeah.
on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool song.
Yeah. It does remind me a little bit of what he had done with the song for Less Than Zero,
Okay.
where he did a song for
Yeah,
that
yeah,
movie
yeah.
soundtrack.
Huh,
It reminds me a little bit of that, just with his vocal delivery.
Sure. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and that was Danzig and the New Power Orchestra, I believe, before he had formed Danzig.
Wow. Okay.
So, don't quote me on that, but, and if you're listening, please correct me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was something to that effect. So,
All right. Let's move on.
but it is desperate.
It is.
Personal and desperate.
Yeah. It
you know.
is. Yeah.
Lovelorn.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're back in with the metal and Do You Wear the Mark? Because this just like, yeah.
Right out
Like
the box.
we took a left turn, but now we're back into it
Right.
immediately. I mean, I think this might be the most straight metal song on the album. in
Oh
my
yeah,
opinion.
riff-wise, of course.
Yeah. It just, just gets right into it.
Oh yeah.
Simple pounding drums carry the whole thing through.
But once again, a nice cut.
Yeah.
And then bring you right back
Yep.
in.
Yeah.
A little count off.
Yep.
Pretty cool. And there's that bell sound
Yeah,
you were
there's the
talking about
bell.
again.
Yeah.
Church bell almost. Yeah.
Or Hell's Bells.
Right.
Where you want to go.
Well, in metal, there's nothing more evil than that tolling of the bell kind of
Nope.
thing.
Nope.
I love this line.
What does it say?
A devil on my left, an angel on my right.
Yeah.
There's no mistake who I'll be with tonight. That's kind
Yeah.
of cool, man. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of wrapping up the lyrical kind of thread, the concept thread with the lyrics.
Yeah.
You know, now it's kind of accepting fate, or I've made my own,
Yeah.
is what I kind of get.
I would think that. Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. He's made his
Now he's
choice,
asking
yeah.
you, are you the same as me? Do you wear the mark the way I wear the mark
Yeah.
now?
Uh-huh.
So, you know.
Yeah.
And here comes the fury of my lullaby. Sing your kids to sleep with that shit. Lullabies by Danzig. Go!
Right. Time to move on.
Yeah, that's kind of cool too.
That is good.
And over to the left, there sit the loveless ones. See? Now he's moved on from that.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Okay. Final track on the album, When the Dying Calls.
Not call, but calls.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Exactly.
Calls.
Yes.
I always thought it was when the dying call. When
So
the dying
it's-
calls.
So it's not okay. So if
Are
it
these
were,
collect calls?
if
Because
it-
I ain't taking no.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that. So so if it were the dying call, then it's like there's a group of the dying, they're calling, right?
Right.
But if it's the dying calls, there's an entity that embodies the dying that is
Oh.
calling you. That's what's going on.
Wow.
There's this thing, the dying, this dark, shadowy thing that probably is not fun to look at.
Right.
That's calling you.
Okay.
That's what's going on.
What
Yeah,
have you
yeah.
done since the last time I saw you? What's going on with you?
I'm just
That you know that.
I am analyzing the grammar
You are on.
of this
You are
of the
full
title.
on Danzig mode. I understand this man.
Yeah. Yeah. The drums drive this.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Once again,
it's-
Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me is like there are songs where he holds back. It's just so simple.
Right.
But then he just goes all out, like pounding it, you know. And this is one of those.
See, the biggest thing I got to give to Danzig is that he lets the band shine.
He does.
Where he knows they're going to shine.
Yeah, I mean, he has a monster ego, but still, he lets his band do the thing that they're going to do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And sadly, the record after this, Danzig 4, it was
Yeah.
called 4P. I don't know why it's 4P instead of just 4.
Okay.
That was the last record with the original lineup.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
on this record. After
Yeah.
that, he kind of cleaned house
Yeah.
and got a whole new band for 5.
How do you feel about that fourth album?
I like it, but it was a push and pull once again
Okay.
with Rubin and Danzig. And
Okay.
Danzig wanted to switch up his sound from what he's doing here and what he was doing on 4. He was kind of moving into a little bit of an industrial type sound.
Okay.
He was kind of moving into something different.
So you don't feel that push-pull on this album so much?
No.
Okay.
I think this is Danzig's baby.
Right, exactly.
And I think that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
it didn't really shine with fans as much. Like I
Okay.
said, the production is stripped down.
Yeah.
And it's not what he was before. It's
Okay.
not the debut album. It's not Lucifuge.
Yeah.
You know, this is a whole different thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know? So I really feel like the work that Danzig did on this record, you can feel that this is kind of his idea from
Okay.
start to
It's
finish.
a personal statement.
I feel that.
No,
I may
yeah,
be
yeah,
wrong
yeah,
with
yeah.
that,
No.
but
Yeah.
I really do feel that.
Yeah.
Down to the album artwork and everything.
Yeah.
You know, where there's no studio input and what
Yeah.
have you. So, but we got to hear this before the track ends. So, you
Yeah.
know, that where it stops for a second.
Right. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Here it is, right?
Yeah.
Great pause. long pause.
Yeah, exactly.
And then-
it's really good. Yeah.
I thought the first time I heard it, I thought the album was over, and then he comes
It
back
just
with that
crashes. Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
Okay, so that was the last song. Do we want to do this? You had mentioned another little special thing you want to do.
Oh well, on the
Yeah.
since we're talking about Danzig channeling his Willie Dixon,
Yeah.
his there's a joke in there somewhere too. His Elvis and his Jim Morrison.
Uh-huh.
He actually did an Elvis cover.
That came out after this one?
Yes.
Okay, let's play it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so what are we listening to here, Walt?
We are listening to. Let me get the album. Danzig's EP, Thrall, Demon Sweat Live.
Yeah.
Now, this came out right after Danzig 3, and apparently they put out this EP because Chuck had run out of money.
Okay.
So they were looking for a cash grab to help Chuck out, which is pretty cool that the drummer's like, man, I'm broke.
Yeah.
So they put out this EP where it has 3 original songs.
Okay.
Well, 2 original songs, 1 cover, and some live tracks, about 4 live tracks.
Okay.
And it's funny that Mother charted on the first record, but the live version of Mother on this album charted higher.
Oh, yeah, really?
Which is
Okay,
really
I
funny.
didn't know that. Huh.
So what I wanted to play is Danzig's cover of Trouble by
All right,
Elvis.
Let's hear it. This should be interesting. Is this the only time you covered Elvis?
Yeah,
It's okay.
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it feels inevitable, right?
right.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
hold on.
We got trouble coming on.
There's trouble with trouble.
Okay. Yeah.
From the film King Creole
Oh, I don't know this song.
with Walter Matthau, where he gets up on stage.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, it's black and white.
I don't know the original. Is it good? Is
Oh
worth
yeah.
watching?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
King
cool.
Creole?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, with Elvis. Yeah.
Huh. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Definitely hear that kind of. Yeah.
It's one of
Crazy
Elvis's
riff,
best
yeah.
films,
Okay.
and Elvis, performing something like this. Mm-hmm. This
Yeah.
seems like it was just made for Danzig.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
But yeah.
That's interesting because when people think of Elvis, they think of kind of like a watered down Elvis.
Right.
But on
With the
some
white
of-
jumpsuit
some
all
of
the
his-
time.
Yeah, some of his early albums, he was raw.
Oh, yeah.
And his band was raw.
Yeah.
And he just let it loose.
Oh,
was
yeah.
It was this raw sexuality that you
Oh, yeah.
cannot escape from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of
Jumanji.
artists have tried to copy that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought it was a good mention.
Yeah, that's
To
cool.
mention this track.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
if you're a Danzig fan and you haven't heard it, definitely seek it
Check
out.
this one out, yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
All right, it's time for the section that you don't like, Walt, but that I love. It's called Gun to the Head.
Gun to the head!
All right, your top song of this album.
I'm torn between Bodies and When the Dying Calls.
Okay, all right.
Torn between those two.
All right, so with the gun, which one are you going to say?
You know what? I'm going to go Bodies.
Okay, interesting.
I'm going to go Bodies.
All right, now why?
Just because I really like that track.
Yeah.
It's dynamic. Danzig's vocals soar over the band.
Yeah.
And they're super tight on it.
Yeah,
They're very
okay.
tight on it. And it feels very, very goth blues
Yeah.
to me. Mm-hmm. And, subject matter, lyrically, you're not quite sure exactly what he's talking about with these bodies.
Yeah.
And the fact that he doesn't say goddamn, he says doggone, I kind of got to run with that.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of fun.
Cool, okay.
So that's my gun to the head.
All right.
You?
Heart of the Devil.
Okay.
Oh, man, I love that song.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the
don't know
intro
what it
is,
but- Yeah.
it's epic.
It's just, yeah.
And I hate using that word, but it sets it up. If he's going to go a cappella on you in
Yeah.
the beginning, you know you're in for a ride.
I am pretty much there.
Yeah.
And and like when that guitar comes in,
Ba-na-na-na-na.
it just, that song owns me
Yeah.
in a fundamental, perhaps sexual,
Primal.
primal, evil
Sexual.
way. Yes.
Evil,
all-
primal, sexual way.
yes. That's
Band
it.
name.
Album name.
Album
That's
name,
an album
right.
name. Called it. Yes.
Trademark.
If you had to drop one,
I would say Dirty Black Summer.
Interesting. Okay.
Without a doubt.
All right.
Because like I said,
Really,
it
no
sticks out.
hesitation. Okay.
Sticks out like a sore
All
thumb
right,
for me.
yeah.
Screams single. It was a single.
Okay.
And I think that maybe they did that song to sell this record.
Yeah.
Where maybe it would have been recorded differently, or another track might have been in that place. But if they were going to sell this record, they needed a single, especially after the first two records.
Now, do you like the song?
I like it.
It's just you don't feel like it's appropriate for this album contextually.
True.
Okay. All right. I got
Yeah.
you. I hear
And
you.
lyrically,
Okay.
it kind of
Yeah.
breaks the cohesion of the lyrics.
Okay.
And the theme for me.
Okay.
A little bit.
For me, it's anything.
Oh, yeah?
I think just because the lyrics are somewhat simplistic.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is a consistent album.
Yeah.
So it's tough to pick one that I would drop, but yeah.
It's
I
always
think
tough.
That's one. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one that I would drop. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So let's talk about the album cover now. The cover art was by H.R. Giger.
H.R.
I mean,
Giger.
he didn't design it for this album. Now, Danzig bought this painting? Is that
Yeah.
how it went? Okay.
The album cover is a 1976 painting called The Master and Margarita, translated from German.
Which is interesting because the novel Master Margarita by Bulgakov is an old Russian novel.
Right.
I see no correspondence between that and this
whatsoever,
painting.
yeah.
But that's fine.
Right.
Okay, so Danzig bought this.
Yeah.
And then he put it on the cover. Okay.
Yeah. He had to cover up an erect penis, and he got
Yeah.
Geiger to do that with a replication of the Danzig logo.
Okay.
That's turned into a sword of some kind.
So Giger did that.
Yeah, he did do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he was cool with that.
Yeah. And they actually
Okay.
used that sword logo on T-shirts, and I think it was on the single for Dirty Black Summer as well.
Okay.
So Giger got paid.
Yeah.
He got
okay,
paid,
he got
double
his.
paid.
Sure,
yeah.
yeah.
And it's funny how you can't have an erect penis on the album cover, but you can have this woman with two demons trying
Yeah.
to enter her mouth with a snake that looks just like a penis, also trying
Yeah.
to enter her mouth.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
They're entering every orifice otherwise, but you can't have an erect penis. I don't understand this. Anyway.
So I remember when the Dead Kennedys did Penis Landscape.
Yeah.
That's by Giger, right?
Yep.
That was a
On
big
Frankenchrist,
thing.
yeah.
But that was more like 80s or something. That was much earlier, right? This is more
Much
like this is
earlier.
92.
This is
so
92,
we've
yeah.
gotten over this whole
But still,
thing, yeah.
But you can have that.
Exactly. Yeah,
but
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't have that.
Yeah,
which doesn't
yeah,
make
yeah,
sense.
You
to me,
know, it
you
just,
know?
yeah.
So yeah.
So how do you feel about it? What do you think?
Well, I love Giger.
Yeah.
I love his artwork. He's
Yeah.
brilliant. I mean, rest in peace. But amazing artist and pushed boundaries like you wouldn't believe. Of course, he designed the Xenomorph in Alien.
Of course,
most
yeah.
iconic.
Yeah.
Not to sound like fucking Bill and Ted, but
Yeah.
other album covers he did were ELO, Brain Salad Surgery.
Okay.
That's another iconic one.
Yeah, yeah.
Cuckoo by Deborah Harry.
Yeah.
Frankenchrist, we just talked
Yeah,
about.
uh-huh.
Celtic Frost, and Carcass, which is actually a sculpture from the album Heartwork. Name just a couple.
Did you say ELO or ELP?
ELP, I said ELO, damn it.
Because I was
Fuck!
thinking, like, that's not an ELO album that I know.
Emerson,
Okay.
Lake, and Palmer. So my
Yeah.
fuck up.
Okay.
My fuck up.
All right. Okay.
Danzig bought it. He
Yeah.
wanted to put it on the album cover. The record company wouldn't put it out
Right. Okay.
with that hanging out.
Yeah.
He went in there and
No pun intended.
Right.
Or maybe
and
intended.
did
I don't
that.
know. Yeah.
I think it's one of the better Danzig album covers because you have a brilliant artist
Yeah, you do.
on the cover.
You do. Yeah.
We'll get into Danzig's original debut album cover, which is still cool because it's this
Yeah.
black and white
No,
skull.
I do like that. Yeah. Yeah.
But I have something to say about that. We'll get into that
Okay,
in a minute.
okay. All right. So I love Giger, obviously.
same
yeah,
here,
yeah.
same here.
I know a lot of his art. I don't know if this is the best one for an album cover. And I hate to say that. It's something about it just feels unnecessarily busy to me.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, yeah.
I can see looking at it now.
I mean,
yeah.
I take any chance to look at Giger. I just feel like I've seen better. And of course, he owned this one, so he's not going to like put up one that he doesn't own, right?
Right.
Because he bought this painting. So
Right.
there are reasons why this is the one, but I can think of better Giger paintings to put on an album cover.
Okay.
Obviously, I like it better than the whole hairy nipples one. Yeah,
Right. For Lucifuge.
that one I can't look at.
Right.
This one I can look at and appreciate because it's Giger, it's brilliant. But as an album, I don't know. I'm halfway there. I'm not all the way there.
I
Yeah,
get it.
Yeah.
I mean, part of me says, okay,
Yeah.
after you get over the fact that you love Giger,
Yeah.
does it say how the gods kill?
That's a
It
good
doesn't-
question. Does that say that to you?
It doesn't really deliver the album title.
That might be my thing.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
Usually, for me, if I had to design an album cover, which I have in the past, I want it to be thematic with the title.
Exactly.
Come up with something that works with the title. It's Giger, so you forgive all of it.
Yeah, sure.
And like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
this is probably one of the best Danzig album covers.
And I can think of Giger paintings that do kind of say that.
Right. Which in particular can you name?
Oh God, I would have a hard time There's one specifically I see in my mind. I had a Giger calendar when I was a young man, which explains a lot. There's like this image of this weird like red thing. It's like this monolith with a mouth on this weird like lava landscape, Mustafar in Star Wars or something.
We always go back to Star Wars.
It's minimalist, but it's really effective.
Right.
And I think I would like something more minimalist or like less busy for this album cover, I think is what I'm feeling.
The one to me that Giger did for Celtic Frost says "How the Gods Kill." To me.
Interesting.
Where you
I
have
don't
the
know that
demon with Christ on a
Yeah.
he's on a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And he's pointing it at the viewer.
He's on the crucifix. He's
Right.
lying down on the arrow.
And he's being shot out of a bow
Okay.
with a demon.
Aren't
And the demon is kind
Aren't
of...
the arms of the cross going to interfere with the bow?
Stop semantics. Stop with the semantics.
I'm trying
Doesn't
to
matter.
picture this. I'm trying
Anyway,
to picture this album
it's
cover.
a demon with a
Okay.
bow and arrow.
Yeah,
I think that
whatever.
says "How the Gods Killed Me." And that's
That
Celtic Frost.
that does say something.
To Megatheron is that album cover.
I don't know what those words mean.
No, neither do I.
I know How the Gods Kill.
I think we just
I know
opened
those
up a
words.
portal somewhere to hell by saying
Oh, yeah.
it. But yeah,
Necronomicon. Yeah.
that's another iconic album cover. I don't
Okay.
know if it's the most iconic record,
Right,
which is
okay.
sad because
Yeah.
it's Giger once again.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think
yeah.
the same thing with Emerson, Lake and Palmer with that album.
Yeah.
You know, with Brain Salad Surgery.
Yeah.
Name a track off that.
Yeah.
Right?
You got me there.
You just know
Yeah.
the album cover.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the
yeah.
same thing with Deborah Harry's Cuckoo.
Yeah.
You just know the album cover with all the spikes going through her face.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know a track off it.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah.
So we'll have to do a
Yeah.
Giger album cover metal podcast
exactly.
on the side.
Yes. Yes.
So
Okay. Cool. No, that's interesting.
last bits on
Yes.
Danzig.
Yes. Let's hear it. Yes.
Well, I've seen him live a few times.
Okay.
And he
So
either
okay, give me some scale here. What was the first time?
the first time I saw him live was with the first album
Okay.
on that tour.
Circa what year now?
Oh, that's 1990, perhaps.
Okay. Yeah.
Around there.
Yeah.
Around there. And then or 80. It might have been 89.
That sounds about right.
Around there with the first album. It's around 89.
'cause number 3 came out in 92, right?
92.
Okay.
So around 92, before 3 came out, he was still touring with the Lucifuge record.
Sure. Okay.
And when he was on tour with the first album, great acts like Soundgarden opened for him.
Wow.
Warrior Soul, Prong, so many different great acts. On the second tour for the second record, same thing. I forget who. Oh, Trouble. When I saw him on the second album tour, they were great. Now, Danzig has great performances.
Yeah.
And then he has kind of lackluster live performances,
Okay.
if I may be so bold. And I'm looking to get punched in the head by Danzig, seriously, by saying this.
So out of the ones that you saw, which proportion were which and which?
I would say it's kind of 50-50,
Okay.
to be honest,
Yeah.
from what I saw. It was
Interesting.
50-50.
All right. Yeah.
Out of the gate, he's running hot.
Yeah.
And then, middle of show kind of runs out of steam when I saw him.
Okay, yeah.
And this is at the height of his powers once again.
Huh,
So, I
interesting.
don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a tech, or maybe it was a sound guy.
Yeah.
Maybe he was overstretched. Maybe it was on the last leg of tour. So please don't come and punch me. The other thing I wanted to bring up is, once again, looking for a punch in the head by Danzig, is that the original Danzig logo was actually kind of borrowed
Yeah.
from a comic book cover,
Borrowed / stolen is what you're trying to say?
pretty much.
Okay. All right. So what's the cover?
It's a Crystar comic
All right. So we're looking at it right now. Okay.
from, I believe it's 1986,
Uh-huh.
maybe 85.
Yeah, I see it. I totally see it.
You see it?
Yeah. It's obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
There's no way that's not a. Yeah.
And that was drawn by Michael Golden.
Okay.
And I don't know if Danzig ever said that he actually took it or borrowed it or what
Yeah.
have you. But yeah, it's very obvious. And me and my
Yeah,
brother
okay.
discovered that going through old comic books
Yeah?
years ago. And it was like, what the hell? Whoa, what's that?
Huh.
Holy shit.
So is that documented online anywhere?
Yeah, other people have discovered
Okay,
it as
sure.
well.
Yeah.
So it's
Huh,
pretty funny.
interesting.
Off a Crystar comic. He figured, who's buying that book anyway?
Exactly. Yeah.
So-
Except for you and your brother, obviously.
Right. So
right.
there you go. There's another little tidbit. Metal tidbit.
Metal tidbit. That should be a thing. All right. Well, I think we've done justice to this album, or injustice, depending on how
you look at
Danzig
it.
would prefer it. Yeah, we like this album. It's an awesome album.
Absolutely.
We're really dig this one. So next time, Walt, we're gonna move into the D's deeper, right? So who are
Deeper
we
into
doing?
the D's.
Deeper. Yeah, that's I don't know what that is, but who are we gonna do?
Deeper into D's. Def Leppard.
Let's do Def Leppard.
Def Leppard.
You have one in mind?
I'm thinking High and Dry. is anti-seminal for
I'm
me.
so glad you said that one and not a couple of other ones. Yeah, we're doing it. High and dry. Okay, cool.
Excellent.
All right, till next time, we are Useless Info Inc. with Anti-Seminal, the ABCs of rock and metal.
I'm Walt.
I am Max.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.